Falkirk secured a comfortable 3-0 away victory against bottom of the table Airdrieonians to secure their place at the top of the Scottish Championship. Unlike Ayr United, who had to do it the hard way, they came from 2 goals down to win at Hampden to keep their title hopes alive. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Great night of Championship football with the 2 big games on. It was Airdrieonians versus Falkirk, Queen's Park versus Ayr United. A chance for Falkirk to extend the gap tonight and really put some distance between themselves and Ayr United. Also a chance for Ayr United to maybe get a big win against Queen's Park and hope that bottom of the table Airdrieonians could pull off an upset and take something off Falkirk. In the end, though, it wasn't that way. Airdrieonians lost by 3 goals to 0. Never really in doubt. Falkirk just looking too good from the get-go, comfortable in the end. But Ayr United, they had it all to do. So, yeah, Falkirk were 2-0 up at the break. A Wilson on goal, and Spencer for Falkirk gave them a comfortable lead, 2-0. And then Stewart in the 77th minute made it 3. That all but ended the game. Airdrieonians at that point not really having a way back into it, not really having a chance. And, I mean, it was a pretty easy night at the office for Falkirk. They had almost double the amount of possession, double the amount of shots, almost double the amount of shots on target. They had about 4 times the amount of corners. Everything you could want, they had more than Airdrieonians. But then you look at Ayr United, they had the tougher game against Queen's Park at Hampden. They were trailing by 2 goals to 0, yet they found a way to come back and they overturned Turner and Rudin goals with Ruse, Dempsey and Curtis Main in the 79th minute getting the winner. Ruse with the first goal for Ayr United in the 66th minute, and then 2 assists for the second and third goal. So he played a massive part in that, getting Ayr United over the line, getting them a much needed win to try and keep the distance to Falkirk as close as possible. And if we now look at the league table with the same amount of games played, it looks like that. Falkirk on 57 points, Ayr United on 54 points, Livingston on 53 points. It's hella tight at the top of the Scottish Championship, and had Ayr United lost, they would have obviously been left on 51 points, a 6-point gap between them and Falkirk. Even if they drew, it would have took them on to 52. They'd have still been 5 behind. You feel like they probably needed to win the night. They needed to match the Falkirk result, and in the end, they done it. They didn't match it in terms of the scoreline. They didn't match it in terms of how comfortable it was, but none of that matters. They came back from 2 goals behind, and sometimes that shows you a sign of champions, a team that can come back from that position and can get themselves the 3 points. And you look at Queen's Park, you know, their form as of late has been pretty poor. And you've got Partick Thistle, who have really dropped off the boil, but no one is really looking to challenge them. You'd Greenock Morton in 7th. They had like an unbeaten run of 13 games, have lost their last 3. You've got Rafe Rovers, who were the form team out of the bottom half of the table. They got themselves into a good position, and then they just lost 2 in a row. And you got Queen's Park, who haven't really been able to muster any sort of results together either. So, I mean, you've got Partick Thistle there. They're just sitting there like sitting ducks, but no one is wanting to catch them. And, I mean, at this point, it looks like Partick might just sneak over the line, but, I mean, they're not doing anything impressive. You know, they're not doing anything to secure that 4th spot. It's the other teams that just seem reluctant to put together any sort of win and run and catch them. So it's going to be an interesting fight for the championship. But Falkirk, again, just getting the win, keeping themselves at the top of the table, keeping themselves in pole position with Ayr and Livingston chasing behind. Airdrieonians, I truly believe now, are relegated. Look, they had a good fight back. You know, they did produce some good results in a row, but I think the problem for Airdrieonians is if you look at Hamilton and if you look at Dunfermline, they've also picked up some good results as of late. Maybe if Airdrieonians could have delivered this run while Hamilton and Dunfermline went on a losing streak, then perhaps they could have done something, but it's almost like Airdrieonians' good run has been matched by the 2 teams that they needed to not perform, and that's just left them still 10 points behind. So at this, I just don't see it at this stage. For me, Airdrieonians are down, and they'd need a minor miracle I think, to pull off this great escape. But let's look at the next round of fixtures then in the Championship. As we look ahead to March, you've got on tomorrow night, Livingston, they take on Raith Rovers. That is a 9:45 kickoff. Will be a big game. Livingston will be looking to win that to go second and go within a point of Falkirk. Then on Saturday, you have Falkirk taking on Dunfermline and Greenock Morton taking on Ayr United. So, big game for Ayr United and a big game for Falkirk. I know they're at home. I know Dunfermline aren't exactly playing well, but it's the Fife Derby. Dunfermline will be up for that. And it should be a good game of football. And you've got Ayr, you've got Livingston. All they can do is keep putting pressure on. All they can do is keep winning and hope that John McGlynn's side do slip up. And maybe they will. You know, I'm looking at Falkirk's fixtures here. After that, they've got, some tough games. They've got Queen's Park away. They've got Livingston away. Then they've got Ayr away. They've still got some really tough games to play. So, listen. It's not over by any means, but you feel like Ayr and Livingston, they can't really afford a slip-up. Falkirk can still afford a bad result, and they'll be in pole position. If Livingston and Ayr United get one more bad result, it could effectively knock them out this title race. So, look, it's going to go right down to the wire, I hope. Could be a situation we get a three-way title fight come the end of the season, which would be very interesting for Scottish football because we don't get it in the top flight, so hopefully we can get it in the next best thing, which is obviously the Scottish Championship. But there you go, guys. Scott Brown keeps Ayr United's chances of winning the Championship alive. Ayr keep breathing, and now they've given themselves a chance. We move on to tomorrow night. We see what Livy can do, and then it's straight back to the weekend action. That's it, guys. Fog Football. Leave a like. Leave a comment, subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, though, peace